All right, folks, what is going on? Back with another episode. This is episode 320 of the First to Frame Rate Show. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Hopefully the weekend went well. As for me, mine went okay. And let's go ahead and get right into this. Today, we're going to be talking about Georgia Southern football. Haven't talked much about Georgia Southern because so much has been going on. So, therefore, we haven't really gotten into it. But today we're going to get into their first scrimmage of the year. So there's a lot of changes with Georgia Southern. We're going to talk about that, and I'm going to give you a little synopsis of what's happened throughout the scrimmage. And I guess I'll close out on a little bit of miscellaneous stuff. Probably talk about a little Atlanta Falcons quarterback issues or whatever case may come to my mind as we go through the episode. If this is your first time here, welcome. I am VF Baller. Over here we talk about Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football. And like I said, I'm also all over the place. And when it comes to just listening to just listening and watching the podcast. If you want to watch, I am on YouTube and Rumble. If you want to listen, I am on Anchor, Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, and Google. So you can subscribe and follow me on any of those platforms. I recommend going on more than one because you never know what may happen to the one that you're using. Anything could happen, something could happen with the Apple, whatever the case may be. So it's good to just have this information at hand on all different areas. Also, if you would like to, this channel, the Rumble channel, the podcast, all that is growing. And if you want to help the growth of this show, you can hit any of those links down below to donate, and that'll be very, very, very generous, and I really would appreciate it. Either way, if you're here listening, it's all good either way. So I really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys for showing up and listening. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. Georgia Southern football has its first spring scrimmage this past Saturday. That was pretty cool, and everything was on the up and up. It looked like the entire team has been remade for the most part. We've always been known to have very disciplined, very assignment-based football where you have to run a certain way to run the football. All stem from the option game, whether it had been under center or whether it had been in the shotgun or whatever the case may be. It's always been disciplined style football. Now, not to say that it's not disciplined now, but you knew that back then you really had to pay attention to detail. Now you just need to learn. You need to learn your assignment and just execute. And I think that's one of the things. I know that kind of sounds good going hand in hand, but it is more in tune with today's football. And the Eagles came out and it showed you that this is what they're doing. If you've seen any of the clips that they've been doing with their 7-on-7, I don't know if it was 7-on-7, but it was more contact football, whatever the case may be. If you've seen any of the clips on Twitter, they look like a totally different team. A lot of people were sitting here saying, I ain't gonna say a lot of people, but a lot of people are probably used to watching Georgia Southern run the ball down people's throat, and you see like one big, play or whatever the case may be in the past practices or whatever. But when you look at what the Eagles are doing, they're doing a more traditional style football. And I mean, I'm not saying traditional style football, but I would just say more of a modern style football. Because when you think of football, you think of run and pass. But here at Georgia Southern, we weren't one of those type of schools that we basically didn't pass the ball. So it was mostly we ran the ball, and it was, like I said, it was disciplined assignment football, and it worked very well. I mean, we got 6 national titles out of it. We had a Sun Belt title. We won a few bowl games. I mean, it works. But the problem with that is it is kind of dated. I felt like it was dated. I don't have a problem running the option at all, but I just think that cannot be the primary. I mean, in my opinion, you don't go very far when you're trying to implement that type of offense nowadays. I mean, you need a certain set of players, you need a type of quarterback, and you really just need a whole different type of offensive minded players that we just don't have. You don't find them too much anymore. More likely now, the evolution of the player is more athletic, and they can do a little bit of everything. And it's kind of what Coach Helton has been doing as far as recruiting people, especially on defense. you got guys that are on defense that could do a little bit of everything as far as playing on in the front seven all the way to playing safety. They could do a little bit of all type of things. When it comes to the offense, you have quarterbacks on this team that can throw the football very well. You got running backs who are actually showing their potential now because they're not necessarily waiting for a pitch. They're just running the ball straight at you. Offensive linemen are moving people around now because they don't have to worry about, just trying to create just basic space so a player can get to the outside. They're pushing people around up front. If you're looking at any of this stuff looks great. Now, all 4 or 5 quarterbacks played fairly well, a good bit of time throughout the scrimmage. They threw 5 touchdowns and only 1 interception. That interception came from Justin Myers. He had an interception. Kudos to him, showing off what he can do. Tyler Jordan, a guy that I really haven't talked about much, but he's been around Georgia Southern for a good little while. He's been in college football for a good little while. Enrolled to Georgia Southern as of late. Came in the fall of 2021. He's showing that he can play some football, running the ball pretty well. Had a 31-yard touchdown run, and the Eagles scored on a whole bunch of other times on the ground. So a few of them came in. Yeah, so that just shows you that they're still running the ball, and they're running it very well. Now, as far as passing, like I said, the quarterbacks had 5 touchdowns. J.J. McCaffrey had 2 touchdown catches, and Amari Jones had 8 catches. So it seems like Amari Jones is going back to his wide receiver position, or he's going to be playing wide receiver because Amari Jones played a little bit of everything. Now, also, it's good to see J.J. McCaffrey catch a couple touchdowns. J.J. McCaffrey is probably like the biggest wide receiver that we have. I think he stands at like 6'4" and a little bit over 200 pounds. And I know with strength and conditioning, I'm pretty sure that he has gained some weight. So we're probably looking at a situation. I'm going to look it up right here, see if I can find it. Because I know he's at 6'3", 220. So he's already gained weight because when he first came from Georgia Military College, he was like 6'3", 205 or 210. So he's gained about 10 to 15 pounds. So he's already getting built up. That goes right back to what I was telling you about these guys at the strength and conditioning. Shout out to Steiner, Coach Steiner, for getting these guys ready. Anthony Beck, you already know what he can do. He had 6 punts, averaging almost 50 yards, 48.7 yards on the punt. So you already know what he's capable of. I mean, Anthony Beck is one of the good ones when it comes to special teams. And like I said, Justin Myers had that 1 interception. Coach Helton said, today was really back and forth. I thought the offense started out really fast and made some explosive plays. We saw explosive plays all day. That's one thing that he likes to talk about. He loves explosive plays. He's talked about that ever since he walked in the door. But I told them it's all about consistency. What was nice to see was the explosive plays from the skill players, and there was a number of them today. The quarterbacks did a nice job of protecting the ball with as many passes that were thrown. I thought the defense at the end stood tall from the 10-yard line and showed some toughness and physicality. Overall, it was really a good day. So at the end of the day, it just seems like the offense is pretty much running the show, and I'm gonna tell you why is that the case. You have to understand. With a guy like Cal Van Treese and you have other guys that are throwing the football, this is new to the Georgia Southern defense. This is very new. Georgia Southern already had problems with dealing with offenses like this. We saw this from last year, so it's kind of like a trickle over from last year. So the main thing about that is, with all this is going on, and also you got to understand this is scrimmage, so you're not going 100% like you would want to, because those are your teammates at the end of the day. The thing about this is they have to learn how to implement, they have to learn to implement the scheme that is going to be put on to them by Coach Harris. Now, it's going to take a little bit of time, and I know it can be done because you guys have the skill to do so. The thing about that is, are they able to catch that by the time they play Morgan State on September 3rd? I think it's going to be a little bit of growing pains, but at the same time, with them going through this type of offense and seeing this offense on every time they hit practice or every time when they have a scrimmage or whatever the case may be, they're going to catch on. They're going to catch on, and then with this type of offense going up against other offenses throughout the Sun Belt, or in their non-conference games, they should be okay. What I'm really, really interested to see is the people who are coming back from injury. I want to see them, how they're going to be able to step up once the summer and the late summer comes, when you have Tyler Bride come back, when you have Canteen come back, when you have Najee Thompson, when you see all these guys come back, what are they going to be like when they we put injected into this defense? I think those three guys are going to be just fine. You already see guys like a Bradley Glenn is already coming back after his injury, so he's already on. I'm pretty sure he's going to find a way to be implemented into this team as well. So a lot of things are moving and shaking when you start to see why this offense is moving the way they are. You got a lot of guys on this team that are very, very skilled. Not only our defense, but any other defense is going to have a really big problem going through and try to stop this offense. You have a veteran quarterback. You got like 6 running backs. You got about 4 or 5 wide receivers that can get open. The only thing we need to worry about is this offensive line. If these guys can protect, and if they're going to be able to throw like if they're going to even throw 5 touchdowns and 1 interception, which I don't like interceptions at all, after running 80 plays. If you get 5 touchdowns and 80 plays on anybody, you're probably going to be winning the game. So I'm very impressed on what I see here. I like what's going on here, and I think at the end of the day, I think the Eagles are in pretty good shape. I like what I see. I looked at a couple of clips that I saw. Also, if you see how Coach Helton is working this team, when they were at Eagle Creek, and the way that he is commanding this team to do right, do better, and be the best that they can be, you cannot ask for more than that. I'm looking at this whole situation like, man, this could be the beginning of something very special. And I know a lot of people, with all the things that's been going on, as much as we love Chad Lunsford, I love Chad Lunsford much more. Much success and good luck to him down there at FAU. Seems like he's having a good time. If you've seen any of his pictures, I can't even be mad at that, the way he is. I mean, they're like right by the beach, and I mean, what more could you ask for? But a lot of people was in their feelings about Coach Lunsford. A lot of people were former players, former alumni, former alum. You had a lot of people in their feelings about him, and a lot of people didn't take too kind to Coach Helton to begin with, and it's understandable. Things change. The people don't like change. People don't like change at all, and it's really unfortunate that people show that side of themselves, because some people are not really open to change. But at the end of the day, it's okay. We're all human, but we also have to understand Coach Helton is here to do a job. And the only people I hear that's talking noise about it now is these people from Southern Cal who are still butthurt that he's not on the team, not their coach anymore. Or they're mad because he didn't move USC to the standard that they are. Lincoln Riley is your coach now. Worry about him. And to be all honest, USC hasn't really been prominent since the Reggie Bush days. But, I'm not even going to, I don't even go down that rabbit hole. But what I will say is I like what I see here. I think that we're going to be in a situation where a lot of kids are going to be successful. A lot of kids going to be going through competition. And as of right now, the only competition that I really have my eyes on is a quarterback competition. Some people have some favorites. I'm a big fan of Cam Ransom. Cam Ransom got some high praise by the offensive coordinator. You still got the veteran Kyle Van Treese. You still got some other guys that are out here that can play. I mean, we got a lot going on here, so we just got to continue to watch as they prepare for the 2022 season. I'm here for it, and I can't wait to see what happens. All right. Let's go ahead and flip before I get out of here. I don't want to waste, too much more of your time on this Monday. I talked about this briefly on the on my Patreon, and if you want to catch the extra episode I did on the Patreon, the link is down in the description. And I will be very, very brief because I don't want to talk about that extensively, or I'll just add another angle to it. I know there are some rumors out there with people talking about, some of my fellow content creators talking about trading for Lamar Jackson or trading for any other quarterback. I don't think we need to do that. I think it's just, to me, and it's not a knock on them. We're content creators, and we have to make content to pretty much have the audience think about things. Get feedback from the audience, and some people may actually believe that we should get a Lamar Jackson through trade because his contract talks are falling off, whatever the case may be. And I get it. It is the content is not always there to make like the straightforward stuff. So sometimes you got to think outside the box, and I'm okay with that. And I mean, I'm not the police on what content should be made or whatever the case may be. But sometimes we have to step back and be like, all right, don't get me wrong, I understand the conversation, but I disagree. And I'm going to tell you why I disagree. And like I said, I'm going to be really, really brief because I don't want to go too much further into this because I talked about this on my Patreon. He's going to be a contract problem, regardless. And if you're going to go in on him, you might as well keep him. And I don't think that the type of contract that he wants, it doesn't matter how much to me, it doesn't matter how much cap space we may have in 2023. I just don't see us going after a quarterback like that or any quarterback that's already here. We're better off just using that money to continue to build everything around the quarterback than go get our quarterback that we want to build and try to win a Super Bowl off of a rookie contract. That's just my opinion. Also, the Deshaun Watson thing kind of ruined it for all quarterbacks that are here now. That Deshaun Watson contract is the reason why the Ravens aren't having good talks with Lamar Jackson to begin with. So I just wanted to put that out there. And I don't want to go too further deep into the woods. I talked about that on my Patreon on the First and Frame Rate Extra. If you want to check out that episode, the link is down in the description to go ahead and join the Patreon. For a small fee per month, you get extra episodes of the show every Sunday. And I talk about stuff that's more outside of the box. That's not necessarily Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football. So that's basically what that's all about. I may put extra stuff on there. Depends on how big the Patreon grows. But as of right now, you get an extra episode over there if you decide to pledge on Patreon. And we will get that rocking and rolling. So that's pretty much it for this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Basically the Eagles go through their first spring scrimmage. Well, you can say practice is all the same. And it looked like it was a success. It looked like they did pretty good. The defense mostly doesn't go as hard as the offense on scrimmages, but it's still got a lot to learn. This offense is going to be very complicated to those guys, especially when they're finally seeing this up front. It's not the same offense that they seen last year. So it's going to be interesting to see how they continue to grow and get better. Once again, if you like this content, the like button and share this content. Subscribe to the YouTube or Rumble if you would like. You can also listen to me on Anchor, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, and Google. And if you want to subscribe over there, that's great. Give me a 5-star rating on Apple or any other ratings chart that they have on any of these other platforms. It would definitely be appreciated. If you don't want to give me that, give me some feedback. Let me know what I'm doing wrong over here. So I'll take that constructive criticism and get better day by day. Also, at the end of the day, if you want to donate, you can hit all the links down in the description. Even the Patreon. Like I said, I do extra episodes of the Patreon as well. And you can pledge or you can donate to help this podcast and or show grow. All right, y'all. I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you guys for coming through. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. You guys be easy. You guys be blessed. Peace.